Alright, welcome to this PHP tutorial. Today we'll be looking at working with operators. Last time we looked into logical operators, relational operators, assignment operator, and the rest of them. So we'll be working with them in this tutorial. Are you excited? Okay, let's move on. Okay, please can you quickly put on your XAMPP, which is our local server. Start the Apache in the MySQL. Alright, so I'm just going to launch my Sublime Text. Okay. Alright. Okay, so we looked at this in our last class. We talked about also data types, integers, strings, decimal, float, and the rest of them. And we looked at arithmetic operators. Okay, make sure you follow along with this tutorial and try to get everything that we've done. Alright. Okay. Now let's open our PHP folder, which is the PHP tutorial. Remember this folder. If yours is not yet open, kindly go to open folder, then locate your htdocs on your C drive, XAMPP, htdocs, and then you search for PHP tutorial. This is it. Then you select folder. Okay, and then it opens this. Okay, let's use this. Okay. Alright. So we stopped here in our last class, and also we'll be working with logical operators. Okay, so let's look at how PHP will work with logical operators. Okay, so now logical operator, it has the and the or. Okay, and the or. All right, so the and two statements must be true. Okay, so let's have. Okay, I'm just going to increase this for those not seeing it very well. Now there's something we call comments in PHP. You might have seen it also in HTML. So the way you comment in PHP is by adding your two forward slash, double forward slash at the prefix of any of your statements, and then whatever you type in here is ignored by the compiler. Okay. All right. So we'll send this logical operator. All right. So how there is, let's have a variable, and let's say first value, and let's give this first value equals to 67, and let's have second value equals to 30. Now we're going to be making use of the AND operator. So we'll have if, remember, first value is strictly equals to, that is the 3 equals to, is strictly equals to second value, and remember I said in our last class that the double ampersand is used for AND operator. So, and first value is greater than second value. So if this is correct, let's echo the statement using AND operator is correct. Else, if it is not correct, echo or oops. The statement is not correct. All right, we save that. Remember, let's launch our browser now. Close this too. So we'll go to localhost slash the name of our folder, which is PHP tutorial. What is the name of our file? The name of our file is operators.php. Operators.php. You see that? Okay, undefined variable second on line 30. On line 30. Okay, now we missed our value here. So save, go back, refresh. You see that? Oops, the statement is not correct. Why is the statement not correct? So let's check again. Now said if value 1 is strictly equals to value 2 and value 1 is greater than second value. Now why this true the else statement is because the first value is not equals to the second value. So we're just going to change this to 67 and save, and let's go back to our browser, refresh. Oops, the statement is not correct. Now why is it not correct? Because the first value is not greater than the second value. They are the same. Okay, so let's have a different scenario right here. So if value 1 is not equals to, so we have to change this back to 30. If value 1 is not equals to second value, and if first value is greater than second value, then echo this. Let's say go back to our work. We see that the statement using and operator is correct. You see, so our work is correct in here. Just going to put this in single quotes. Okay, makes more sense now. All right. So what if we want to get this input from the user? Let's do something more exciting. Okay. Now let's come down here and let's have HTML and let's do these operators. Now we've not gotten to form, and so whatever we're doing here, we'll get to it. Just follow us along with this course and you will get to this point. All right, let's have our form. And let the met action be empty and let the method be post. All right. So instead of this, let's have our input of text, and this will be value 1. Okay. Remember your HTML, you have place where that should be enter value 1. And then let's have another input to time this text. Type should be text, and the name will be value 2. And then the placeholder will be enter value 2. Okay. Now while our submit input type will be submit, and then the name will be submit, and then the value, remember your HTML, will be check. Now at the top, let's have something. Let's have H2 check eligibility. Okay, so just play around that, just cancel. All right, now let's save our work, go back to our browser. Now we have this input fields and one submit button. All right, So PHP. Now for the sake of this class, for you to get what the user have put in here, we use the super global array, which is $post. We're using post because the method here is post. Don't bother if you don't understand, we're still going to get to this. Okay, so say if it says let's go post submit. Let's say $_post value 1. Let's create a variable to that. Let's determine var 1 is equals to this, and then var 2 is equals to $_post value 2. Should we see something exciting? Now let's echo var 1 also. Are you excited to see this? Okay, let's say we have an error on line 41. Okay, remember to always add your semicolon. All right, so go back to our code or refresh. No, just refresh from here. Now let's put a random number 45, 23. Check. I see this 45 here. All right. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of everything up here so you can see the 45 very well. So, get rid of this. Now save. And I refresh. Continue. I see 45. All right, let's have another one. 34, 45. Okay, let me see. You see that 34. We are only seeing 34 because we are echoing only var 1. Now we can as well echo the two numbers. So say var 2. So save this and just refresh from top. And then let's have 45, 42. So you check, you see that 45 and 42. All right. So now let me explain a bit of this code. Now this if is set, this function is set is checking if you've actually clicked on this. Now if you didn't click on this, if we didn't check if you click on this, then we'll have an error at the top at the beginning of our program. Okay, this is set is actually checking if you actually clicked on this button. Now the super global post here is being used because our method name is post. Okay, now the name the name is used in PHP to get any value inside of it. Now you can see var1 is equals to $post, then inside of it the name of the input field, which is this. Now PHP makes use of the name. Now mostly JavaScript makes use of ID most of these cases. Now but PHP makes use of the name attribute. Now with this name, we can get anything that the user have put inside. Okay, the same thing goes with the second input. Now let's play around with this. So now let's have a new variable sum, and sum will be equals to var1 plus var2. Okay, now let's echo sum. We'll go back, refresh, and let's say 3, 3. 3, 2, check. You see, we're getting 5 because 3 plus 2 is equals to 5. Awesome. Exciting, right? So let's go back to our PHP. Now we can also have another div outside of this stuff here, and inside of it we'll have a PHP tag PHP, and we have echo sum. Now at first this will throw an error for us. You see that undefined variable sum. Why? Because there's no calculation or there's no input or value in that sum for now until you do your calculation and you see it's 7. The error is gone. So how can we get rid of this error showing here? Now you can get rid of this error showing here by using the if is set. So if there is value inside of that sum, then echo it. So have if is set sum. So if there is any value inside, then you echo sum. All right. Now I'm just going to get rid of this now. And then at the top of this, let's have our H5 saying results. And let's refresh. Awesome. So let's refresh this again from the top. Now let's add 45, 42. Check. You see that the result is 87. Awesome. Now how can we make use of the AND operator inside of this place? So we have, I'm just going to comment this so the compiler won't see it. So what we're going to do here is if, so what if is set var1 and if is set var2. So what you should do is echo var1. Remember our concatenation, and then let's have some space here. Concatenation and var2. Now save it, go back to your browser and refresh. Okay, just cancel at the top, just click on your URL, then say 45 2 3. Now we are seeing these two things inside. Now it is essential that whenever you want to print out or echo out something or do any calculation, then you need to make sure that there is a value inside of what the variable you want to calculate. Okay, now always make sure that you check your variable before using them. All right, so now we have also the OR operator. Is also the same thing with the AND. So we have OR here. This is still going to work. All right, let's go back to our browser and refresh. 5 3, check. You see that it still worked. Okay, now let's also have some fun with this. From this h2, let's copy everything down to this div. I'm just going to reduce this so I can see this. Let's copy. So say check eligibility for voting. So we'll take out one input. Let me increase this back. And then instead of enter value 1, it will be enter your age. And the name will change from value 1 to be age. And this will be status. Now what we want to do here is to check if you are eligible to vote. In Nigeria, 18 years above is eligible to vote. So we're going to be checking that using our operator. So back up in our PHP. Okay, let's change this submit to check. Why we're changing it is because we already have a name called submit, and so you can't have two names, two name attributes with the same value. You can't have it in PHP. Okay, so let's repeat what we've done. So you see, if it says, remember, let's check if the user have clicked on that check. All right, I'm still using post. So check. Then age is equals to, let's call post. Remember, the name of our name attribute is age. So putting age here. Now let's write another if statement inside. So if age is less than 18, echo you are not eligible to vote. Else echo congratulations, you are eligible. Okay, so we're just going to get rid of all right. Okay, so let's do this. Now check for eligible for voting. Now let's have 23. Check. Congratulations, you are eligible to vote. Awesome. Okay, now let's have something lower than 18. Let's have 12. Check. Oh, you are not eligible to vote. Okay, now let's have this answer, this result, show directly under this status. So how are we going to do that? Okay, so let's take out this, and instead of this place, we'll have PHP if it sets, we'll have some $sign status. We're still going to create that variable now. Echo status. Now up here, if age is less than this, then we'll remove that echo. Instead of echo, we have status is equals to this. Else status is equals to this. All right, let's save our work. Go back to our browser and let's refresh. And then let's have 23. Check. Congratulations, you are eligible to vote. Okay, let's have 100. The same result. Now let's have 10. Oops, you are not eligible. Now let's have 17. You are not eligible. Awesome. This is really awesome. Try to go through the tutorials again. By next class, we'll work more with operators. We'll work more with relational operators and arithmetic operators more in our next tutorial. Don't miss it. It's going to be really awesome as we'll be talking more on forms and how to get data from the input in our form layouts. Okay, so see you in the next tutorial.